knockouts in women's titles fights. Why do you think you were able to deliver one?
Because I am Gabriela Poison Fundora.
Ooh.
That's why.
Can you, with I saw like with your jab, you were kind of peppering her with it, almost inviting her in, as opposed to like that piston jab to keep her on the outside. Was that on purpose, to like just throwing enough out there to get her to come forward and then open up in the exchanges, or what was the game plan to get her out of there?
We've been training. I wanted that the two that I delivered for the knockout was the one that we've been practicing. So it was kind of, the jab was the bait, and then the two was the finishing.
Do you feel like for other opponents you have the other kind of jab though, the piston one to keep them on the outside, and tonight was just more about the kind of jab you were using to get her to come in, the bait?
Yeah. It just depends on the fight, and for that fight it was just almost at bay jab.
You made mention about potentially moving up or moving down. I know it hasn't been much time, obviously, but which one would you say is more likely to happen if you did decide to leave Flyweight?
We're gonna have to go back and talk to the team. It's not just up to me, my decision. Well, I have to talk to my dad, my coach, and what else? I don't know.
What do you plan to do to celebrate?
Right now I'm gonna go eat some pizza. If any of you guys have good recommendations, tell me. But other than that, I'm gonna go back home. My mom made me tiramisu and lobster rolls, so.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Gabby, you smile all week, big smile, but when you get in the ring, you transition to an animal. Walk us through how you transition from smiling to an animal like that.
It's just sweet poison, outside the ring, gotta be sweet, gotta give these fans a reason to watch and everything, so, but also the poison comes into the ring, and stepping into the ring is another reason why the fans should watch, or if you're a new watcher, just continue watching.
We saw your brother there, or you were there for your brother when he was fighting Tim Tszyu at the press conference. Now he's here with you. What does it mean to have him here with you?
This is exciting. I appreciate it, Look at him. No, but
Wimby.
just love. It's all love, and couldn't be happier.
Good job.
What's the advantage of that sibling dynamic you grew up with, Sebastian, compared to other fighters that maybe didn't have a sibling in the sport?
We're just always motivating each other, and I'm sure now that he saw me win the Undisputed, his next fight's gonna be even awesomer. So I expect greatness from Fundoras.
Gabby, just some names, I guess, to throw around the division. Kenia Enriquez, Jessica Plata, Evelyn Bermudez, Yocasta Valle. Do any of those names jump out to you that you'd like to fight next?
Who knows? I don't know. I'm undisputed champion, so we'll see.
Do you feel like you got the frame to go up? How many weight classes do you think you can go up and become champion?
Only God knows.
All right, thank you guys.
Gabby, what's your favorite pizza?
Pepperoni or Supreme. Thank you guys.
Take care.
All right, I have Floyd next.
Yeah, that was nice. Right.
Floyd, what do you feel like you learned in there, in going to 12 rounds against a veteran like that from Mexico?
Today I learned that you're not going to get the knockout every time. I wasn't really disappointed. I got the knockout. I went to 12 rounds for the first time, and it felt really good.
On the inside, you throw some combinations that we don't see a lot these days, 7, 8, 9 punches. But is the defense in that range, in the pocket, does that got to get shored up too when you go back?
A little bit, I just tried to, bang it out with him. He had the shorter reach. That wasn't really the smartest thing. My dad in the corner would tell me just go back to the jab. But, after I got rocked with that shot to the back of the head, I just wanted to bang it out and show I was fine.
Were you ever hurting there?
Nah, I wasn't necessarily hurt, but the rabbit punch really, it's hard to describe. It's really hard to describe, but you feel it. Like, everything is bright and whatnot, but I wouldn't say I was hurt. I got up, banged it out.
I know a lot of guys want that flashy knockout, but do you think a fight like this benefits you more in the long term given the learning experience you got today?
Yes, a fight like this, definitely, because not only was it my first 12-round fight, it was my first 12-round fighter against a guy with power and a guy that, I couldn't get out of there. So I feel like I would rather have this type of fight because, it's a learning lesson rather than a knockout and, who knows, I go into the next fight, I didn't learn anything.
For sure. And a familiar face, Shakur, he was live tweeting throughout your fight. So how soon do you want to fight like that?
Soon. Yeah,
Next.
very soon.
Next, I hope now that Shorty finally it will give him courage to step in the ring.
Yeah,
So I
but
hope that's what happens.
in my opinion, Shakur don't got no power like Renee, so I'm ready. And it's actually funny. I looked up at the thing and I see the tweet. I was about to start laughing, but I was like, you know what? I gotta stay focused.
Hey, at what point were you okay with just going 12 rounds and getting in that quality work in there, or were you continuing to go for the knockout in those championship rounds?
I say after he, caught me, with the knockdown, I was like, you know what? I want this fight to go the whole 12 rounds because, I wanted to give the fans, what they wanted to see. And, shutout, I was fine. So I think after the knockdown, I was like, you know what? Let's bang it out the whole fight. So.
Coach Shakur actually said you did a damn good job coaching tonight with your training. So what do you have to say to that?
I like Shakur. Shakur is one of the greatest boxers that has ever. I always said that. He's one of my favorite fighters. And I would like to see, the thing with Floyd, and y'all will understand this, he adapts to the person who want to fight like the person. So I need somebody like Shakur, a Tank, so he can dig in his bag and have to pull that out, that level. And I want to see how that goes so I can see if I got to work with it.
All respect to
Shakur is one of the greatest, and that's why we want to fight with the Tank.
With Shakur, is it a case of you guys just feel like his athleticism and explosiveness kind of overcomes Shakur seasoning, his experience? I think most people would still think he's more skilled, but he's coming up from 26. So is it that, Floyd's athleticism and explosiveness could overcome that gap in maybe skill and experience, or how do you see it?
I see it because I seen his sparring matches. So I see how he do with Shakur. It's very competitive because Shakur is like a counter puncher, and he's boring because he's a great boxer, defensive boxer. So he need a swarm of somebody like Kid that's gonna put the pressure on him and make the fight exciting. If Shakur keep getting boring fights, his brain gonna keep going down. He needs some Kid, Pitbull, Tank. He needs those aggressive fights.
Did you guys see the DM he leaked where I guess it was after the sparring and Kid was saying you're one of the best fighters I've seen.
At that time, I was 17 years old. I had plenty of interviews saying that, I thought Shakur was my favorite fighter. Every tournament I went to as a kid, he would always take a picture of me. So after the sparring, it was none, weird saying, like, I think you're one of the GOATs. But that has nothing to do with wanting to fight now. I want your spot. So.
Yeah, we want that belt.
That's like if when he was in camp with Tank, now he wants to fight Tank. It's the same thing.
Where'd you grade yourself today from A to D, the old school report card?
I know I'm gonna hear it.
See,
but
that was not the game plan.
I know I'm gonna hear it, but me personally, I give myself a B- because Renee was a tough fighter. You guys didn't fight Renee. It's very challenging to stand there with someone you hit him with a 5-piece combination, and like it hurts your hands and it doesn't hurt him. And it's like, man, what? So I give myself a B-, my first 12-round fight. I'm happy.
Senior, what advice were you giving him at one stage? It looked like you're gonna lose your voice there.
Yeah. I wanted him to use his jab and move the guy, keep him moving and fighting. The guy wanted to come in and wanted the aggressive stuff, and I was telling him, don't give the guy what you want. Box, keep him moving. He'll run into the shot that will knock him out. As long as he's braced up walking like this, nothing's gonna knock him out because he's braced waiting for the punch. So I'm trying to get him to move, but young fighters, when they get hit, they just want to, and it's like, calm down.
Yeah, after I got dropped, I was like, I want it back.
Emotions running.
Yes, but we already making a little bit of changes. I might as well make the announcement. Warren Guzman going to be in camp with us as one of the coaches, as one of the main coaches to get him on that level. So we are bringing a world champion coach.
I want to say this. Y'all think you're playing? Renee busted my cup.
Damn.
I'm like, yeah, he busted my cup. He has some serious power.
He got power.
Last question.
Mr. RTB with the Split Bucket Podcast. You was one of the opponents who was 20-3, never been stopped. The resiliency that you were able to show in this fight, going to 12 rounds, having adversity, that shows a lot about you. What's your thoughts on your performance and the adversity you went through and how you were able to overcome it?
I really like my performance. And, I want to say to all the haters out there, I showed you I could box. Now, I just got kicked with a good shot on my ear, but besides that, I feel like I put on a boxing clinic when I did. But on to the next. I'm happy with my performance. My first 12-round fight, it's only going to get better for me.
Thank you, guys.
Congrats.
Thank you.